So ever since I got my hands on the Pimax 8K headset, I've been wanting to do a sort of follow-up to a previous video that I uploaded to the channel where I basically try out the GTA 5 VR mod. But here's the thing, it's been done before. Loads of people have made let's play videos of themselves trying out the mod, and while it's all fine and dandy just being content with the base VR experience with the controllers and the headset, I wanted to push the limits in terms of what was possible when it comes to playing GTA 5 in virtual reality. There were a few problems with my past VR setup to play GTA 5 in VR the last time, which really let it down in my opinion. First of all, I was playing the game on the original Vive. Boring! Secondly, the game wasn't even being rendered in stereoscopic 3D. Despite what you could see in that video, the game wasn't truly utilising what the headset could do. Instead, simply just having an oversized image right in front of your eye with a wide field of view to make the game remotely playable. It's like watching first-person gameplay of GTA 5 with your face right in front of the screen. It worked, but it didn't truly immerse you into the experience. And finally, while I did have controller support, the amount of stuff that I could do was severely limited due to the fact that Vive controllers are basically just controllers with one face button and a thumbstick. There's only so much that you can program in for a Vive controller to make use of. So how can we improve upon this, you may be asking? Well, here's my setup. Firstly, instead of the usual run-of-the-mill headset like the Vive, which, let's be honest, is old technology nowadays, I went ahead and backed the Pimax 8K Kickstarter project and waited like a year and a half after the original expected delivery deadline, but it's here and boy is it good. Featuring the highest resolution of any VR headset currently on the market, the Pimax 8K boasts one 3840 by 2160 4K panel per eye to deliver the most crisp image one can possibly acquire.
Wow. So
long as your PC's graphics card could handle it. And of course it can. My PC with an Intel Core 9900K CPU, 32GB of G-Skill Trident RAM, and most importantly, an Nvidia GTX 2080 Ti to power the headset.
What's up, motherfuckers?
But we're not going to be stopping there, folks, as we're also going to be adding an extra layer of realism to the game in the form of the Logitech G920 steering wheel, some pedals, and a 6-speed manual shifting gearbox, firmly mounted to a GT Omega Racing Apex steering wheel stand. So let's begin. First of all, I wanted to get the steering rig all set up and working, so I went ahead and downloaded the manual transmission mod from GTA5mods.com. I went into the game and got everything set up. This mod allows for everything that you would expect out of a professional racing game, including force feedback, support for both flappy paddle and H-pattern gearboxes, clutch mechanics, as well as LED lighting if your wheel supports it, which mine doesn't. It's not the most expensive one. Anyways, I gave it a test, and whammo! It's almost as if the game was designed for this kind of thing. I especially like how the force feedback was able to work without me having to set anything up. Anyways, next up we have to virtuify the game, if that's even a word, through the VorpX program, a piece of software that pretty much allows you to play any modern game with VR support. With some setting up, I gave the GTA 5 VR mod a try. This is like a dedicated mod for adding VR support to the game, which requires the use of VorpX to work. Unfortunately though, through many tries and errors, the game just didn't want to work properly with the mod enabled, causing my VR headset to totally crash every time I used it, and for this to happen on the desktop screen. Yeah, real immersive. Anyways, I wasn't too bothered about getting this mod to work because while having the ability to aim using controllers would be a pretty cool idea, it would also mean that I would have to use these unholy pieces of junk to play the game. For those of you who don't own a Vive, these controllers are the tattiest pieces of hardware in the world, just trust me. They're overpriced, they break within just a couple of uses, they're so bad, and I friggin' hate the person who designed them. The main issue with these controllers is the trackpad. These things act a lot like the laptop touchpads that also offer the ability to be pressed down for more input. The problem is that the click is so easy to break, causing the click of the touchpad to become an extremely spongy and stiff compression which fails to register an input half the time once it's broken. And because these things are overpriced and super rare nowadays, trust me, I've looked all over the place for replacements, I'm more than happy to avoid using these controllers for this experience, which would actually turn out to be a pretty good thing in hindsight, as you will see soon. So anyways, yeah, with the more simple setup of the Vorpex mod and the steering wheel installed, it's time to play GTA 5 in true VR. Let's take a look at some gameplay, shall we? I actually kind of like how I've got this set up because, as you'll see very shortly, as soon as I can get a weapon out, so I control the camera with my head, which also in turn controls where I aim. So, in effect, I have a very efficient aiming system where all I have to do is just hold down the trigger and I can just look where I want to shoot. I kind of like that. I feel like it's a good way that a disabled person could play the game. Maybe they were missing a hand, they could move around and just use their head for everything else. I think it would work out well. So unlike last time as well, I can actually see depth. I can see how far away things are, whereas the last time I did VR, everything was so flat and in my face. I could use the controllers, but it just wasn't that good. So, I'm touching my mic here. Alright, so here we go, let's have a little drive around, shall we? So, shift into first. And off we go! This is a souped up Insurgent, so it goes a lot faster than a standard one. And steering works. Look around. And if you think gameplay looks smooth here, you should see in the VR headset. It is absolutely atrocious. But for viewers, for your viewing pleasure, I think it looks pretty good on the recording. At least as far as I've seen from testing. I don't think I can go any faster than 81 miles an hour, so yeah, driving around, I can even shoot if I have the mouse. I try to bind an aim control, shoot and fire control to one of the paddles, but it didn't work. It did not work at all. But yeah, I can look around, aim, and shoot. It's pretty cool. So let's hit the town, shall we? Let's try and take out some cops. All right, there's a cop car. Crap. Oh god, I'm fighting with the controls. Yeah, I got one. There he is. Yeah, I took him out. Whoa. I'm gonna have one of those San Andreas moments where I crash into something I can't see. Alright, I think I'm getting used to it. Whoa, I had to crash. And it changes back to hover mode. That's really annoying. Alright, this should be fun. Anti-gravity racetrack in VR. Even though half the track only appears when I look straight at it. Here we go! Oh jeez! Off I go. I want to get to the part where it's the rails so I can... There we go, okay, I'm safe. God, there's no... It's so slippery. Oh gosh, you don't feel this when you play with the controller. This is interesting. Whoa. This is really interesting, the wheel... Oh god. Oh shit. Oh god. Oh god. I have no grip when I'm going upside down. Oh jeez, oh god! Amazing, I don't know why. For fuck's sake! There's almost no... Here we go! Alright, should be easy. Should be easy. Whoa. Steering. No. Turn. An upside down turn. Whoa! I got it. Wow, ocean exploring is really glitchy. My god. Get off. So yeah, that's GTA 5 in VR on a Pimax 8K headset with steering wheel support. It's a ton of fun to play around, and if you happen to have all the stuff that I have, or even if you just have a basic headset, then I'd recommend you giving this a try. It'll be a good laugh for like half an hour. But in the meantime, I do thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for loads more content like this coming to you all the time. See you around, folks.